Yo, what's going on guys, HyperX here, welcome back to the video for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, and today is title update today, which of course means more monsters to farm, more armor sets to craft, more weapons to craft. Honestly, it has been a fun time. Some of the new additions, some of the new monsters are really fun to fight, and of course with that they bring some new armor sets, which is the whole purpose of this video because some of these armor sets have some pretty cool armor skills. So today I want to give you guys a quick showcase of the new armor sets, take a little look at the skills. We will be diving into those in greater detail in a subsequent video, but for the time being, if you want to take a look at the new armor sets from the new monsters, then let's not waste any time. If you guys do enjoy this, a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below if you have any questions. Let me know what you guys think of the update. Let me know what you have enjoyed fighting the most. Also, very quickly, just a quick reminder that of course we do still have some of the t-shirts from the officially licensed endgame Capcom range. For those of you guys that missed this, we of course worked with 4 incredibly talented artists in the Monster Hunter community to produce this officially licensed line of Monster Hunter t-shirts. They're available on the endgame website, which is linked in the description box down below. Grab them while stocks last because they are selling out fast. Plus, we do have restocks coming soon, so if your size isn't there, do not worry. Anyway, with that being said, let's first start by turning your attention to the flaming Espinas armor. I've always personally been a fan of Espinas just in general. I like the monster. I said before that of course I didn't fight it in Frontier, so when it came to Sunbreak, I really enjoyed the fight. I like the armor, and of course flaming Espinas is a fantastic fight, but the armor is also pretty cool. I will say, you know, I know from Monster Hunter in general, you kind of expect like different versions, largely speaking going to be a color swap for the armor. Sometimes I do hold out hope that maybe they're going to do something a little different, but largely speaking, this is just Espinas armor in a sort of brown-red color scheme. Still looking kind of cool. I will say, visually, I do prefer regular Espinas. However, layered armor does exist, so that's not really a problem. The main thing we want to turn our attention to are, of course, the skills. So, this armor set itself comes with level 6 attack boost, so of course, a nice plus 8% attack with a bonus 9 when you are at level 6, which is very tasty. You have level 3 Razor Sharp to, of course, prevent your weapon from losing sharpness, activating 50% of the time. You have Spare Shot, so of course one for the bow and bowgun users out there. This of course makes it so that you have a chance to not expend coatings or ammo, activating 20% of the time. You have Charge Master level 3, so of course when a charge attack hits a monster, the element and status buildup of the charge attack increases, which is quite nice. We do have Marathon Runner, which of course slows down your stamina depletion. And we then have the two new. Burst, of course, is basically renamed Chain Crit. Prior to Title Update 2, we had Chain Crit. It is now called Burst, and it does, of course, change slightly based on the weapons. Again, more on this later. We'll be diving deeper into these skills in a subsequent video. But basically, this one, again, you guys know the deal. Continuously landing hits will gradually increase your attack and elemental attack. And of course, this is level 3. However, the new thing is Intrepid Heart. This one, after filling the gauge by continuously landing attacks, i.e. from Burst, it'll negate damage reactions and reduces damage taken from a single attack that would knock you back. So basically, it kind of further incentivizes being aggressive, which is definitely pretty interesting. For the actual armor pieces themselves, the actual stat distribution, you have 2 points of attack, 1 Razor Sharp and 1 Spare Shot on the helmet. You have Charge Master, Marathon Runner and 2 points of attack boost on the chest. You have Intrepid Heart, attack boost, Razor Sharp and Spare Shot on the gloves. Charge Master, Marathon Runner and Burst on the waist, and you also have Intrepid Heart, Attack Boost and Burst on the legs. The legs definitely are quite nice, and of course on the slot front you have quite a lot of nice slots to play with. However, turn our attention to the next armor set, the Omnio Armor Set. This of course is from Purple, or Violet as I should say correctly, Violet Mizutsune. Actually a pretty cool fight. I would of course say Mizu is not necessarily my favourite of the Fated 4. I am definitely the Glavenus fanboy, but I will say this new version was actually a pretty cool fight. Some of the ways that it used the fireballs or the sort of fire bubbles to control the space, and of course some of the new moves, I did actually really enjoy that fight. Armor set wise, again, visually pretty much the same, but with a nice sort of violet color scheme to it, so thematically that matches. But turning attention to the armor skills, we have Adrenaline Rush level 2. Again, really do like this skill. I love any of those skills that proc off of nicely timed evades. They just feel super satisfying, and this of course is a nice one. And of course, don't forget you can get Adrenaline Rush on other armor pieces, so if you do want to get that out of the max, then you can of course do a nice little mix set here. We then of course have Evade Extender, which again typically goes quite nicely with any of those evasive focus skills. So of course Evade Extender with Adrenaline Rush, definitely a nice thing. I'll jump back to the new skill in a moment. We of course have Weakness Exploit level 3, Stamina Surge level 3, Agitator level 5, Flinch Free level 3, and Offensive Guard level 2. But the new skill on this one is Embolden. When targeted by a monster, that monster becomes more likely to become enraged, but your own defense is increased. So it's very definitely a solo focused skill, because of course if you are solo hunting, not necessarily using your companions, then largely speaking you are going to be the target. But regardless, if you are targeted, an increased chance to make the monster enraged means that will then synergize very nicely with Agitator, which of course does hinge on the monster being enraged. So definitely a very nice skill, and of course the increase in defense, again highly encouraging that more aggressive playstyle. Turning attention to the actual skill distribution, you have a point in Adrenaline Rush on the helmet with 3 points in Evade Extender, you have Embolden, Weakness Exploit and Stamina Surge on the chest, Embolden, Agitator and Stamina Surge on the gloves, and your third point in Embolden plus Agitator level 3 and Adrenaline Rush on the waist, and also Flinch 3 level 3, Weakness Exploit and Offensive Guard on the legs. As for the slots, again, a nice degree of slots to choose from. Then finally, turn attention to the last one, we have the Risen Mizuha Armor Set, which of course comes from Risen Chameleos. Again, another fantastic fight. I will say Chameleos has always been one of those monsters that I find kind of annoying to fight, so it's not one that I was particularly looking forward to, but I will say the new Risen mechanic was actually pretty cool. Of course, seeing it go into this state and then of course become incredibly dangerous was definitely a pretty cool challenge. But the armor set itself, again, we do have a nice selection of skills to choose from. You have Peak Performance level 3, Evade Window level 3, you have Build Up Boost, which I'll come back to in a moment, Chameleos Blessing level 4, Wirebug Whisperer level 3, and Foray as well, which of course is another fantastic skill, and that synergizes nicely with the new skill, which is Build Up Boost. Increased attack power when you land attacks that build poison, paralysis, sleep, blast, or exhaust. Of course, keep in mind, Foray is the other one, then increased attack power and affinity when attacking a large monster affected by poison, paralysis, or an elemental blight. So those two definitely go hand in hand quite nicely, and of course the fact this also works with exhaust, this is definitely a very nice skill. As for the distribution, Peak Performance level 3 in the helmet, which is definitely very nice, with Evade Window, 1 point in Build Up Boost, Chameleos Blessing, and Wirebug Whisperer in the chest, 1 point in Build Up Boost, Chameleos Blessing and Foray in the gloves, Wirebug Whisperer and Foray in the waist, and your final point in Build Up Boost, Chameleos Blessing and Evade Window in the leg. So of course if you do want that to the max, you are going to need currently 3 armor pieces, because of course that does not currently exist on decorations, so this is definitely going to be something you need to factor into your mix sets. But for the time being, definitely a pretty nice setup. But again, very nice, generous decoration slots. So that's pretty much it. Quick little look at the new armor sets added in Title Update 2. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys are going to be using any of these. Let me know if you've made any interesting mix sets. And of course, if you missed some of our recent videos, be sure to check out one of these ones and keep it locked because we've got plenty more stuff coming your way.